How would you define the concept of religion? Maybe attending church. Maybe making sure that your children attend church. Joining a Bible study. Serving as a pastor. Serving as a deacon. Volunteering at your local shelter. Making dinner for somebody in need. Creating a YouTube channel. Or perhaps religion is simply a byproduct of something else altogether. You know, the word religion only occurs 5 times in the biblical concordance. First of all, it refers to a superstitious religion, piety towards God or gods. Secondly, it refers to an arbitrary religion in which man prescribes and devises for himself. And thirdly, it refers to genuine worship and service towards God. In comparison, the word redeem, redeemed, and redemption occur over 130 times in the concordance. We'll get back to that shortly. So the question is, what is religion? Does it have any saving power within itself? So first let us consider the dangers of it, that being the self-devised religion. You know, the Church of Colossae had similar issues around this subject. I'll read to you a passage from Colossians chapter 2, 20 through 23. If then you died with the Messiah from the elementary matters of the world, why as though living in the world do you subject yourselves to regulations? Do not touch, do not taste, do not handle, which are all to perish with use according to the commands and teachings of men. These indeed have an appearance of wisdom in self-imposed worship, humiliation and harsh treatment of the body, of no value at all, only for the satisfaction of the flesh. So the pitfall here is allowing religion to be the object of reverence and worship rather than the nature of a redeemed life. Let's dig a little bit deeper by examining the history of Israel in the wilderness. Now, Elohim placed them in a system of religion, that being the law, the Torah, given on Mount Sinai. But it wasn't for the sake of religion itself. It was rather to teach them that no religious structure has the power within itself to save. Hebrews chapter 10, 1 through 3 states that the Torah was actually a shadow of good things to come, not the image. And it was never able to perfect those who practice it. It's actually a reminder of sin year after year. So how does all of this potentially hinder somebody from successfully finding the path of life? Consider for a moment somebody you know, maybe even yourself, whose heart has been absolutely hardened to anything relating to church or religion. In my experience, it usually has something to do with an observed hypocrisy within the church itself. You then who teach another, do you not teach yourself? You who proclaim that a man should not steal, do you steal? You who say do not commit adultery, do you commit adultery? You who speak against idolatry, do you rob temples? You who boast in the law, yet through transgression of the law you disrespect God. For the name of Elohim is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you. It is my opinion that an observed hypocrisy is perhaps the greatest obstacle standing in the way of someone successfully understanding and receiving the truth. So what then is the solution to this problem? First of all, it requires a setting aside of everything we understand about church and religion. Second of all, it requires an acknowledgement that the totality of God's purpose for people on this earth is a completely redeemed and renewed life. Remember what I said in the beginning. Religion is simply a byproduct of something else altogether. Getting back to the subject of redemption. To redeem means to buy back. What we need to understand here is that we as people have been bought back and redeemed from slavery. You see, under the Torah, which is one of the oldest forms of religion, we were all sold as slaves to sin. The gift of the Torah, however, is the understanding of what sin is. It made the subject abundantly clear. There was no longer an excuse. We were all guilty. The second thing it made abundantly clear is that we need saving. Yeshua Messiah, the Son of God, was so much more than a good man, a prophet, or a religious icon. He is the only way out of this mess, out of this slavery. The blood that he shed on that wooden cross satisfied the righteous requirements of the law, which we had no hope of achieving within ourselves. His sacrifice is the only acceptable payment, which buys us back to the Father. So what then is the conclusion of today's topic? This redemption has provided a solution to change the world's perspective of today's church. From a group of hypocrites playing religion to individuals that have experienced genuine change. 2 Corinthians 5:17 and 18 states that if we are in the Messiah, we are new creatures. The old matters have passed away, and behold, all have become new. Until next time.